Well, Jets fans, we're through 1 week of the NFL season, and the Jets are off to a great start, 1-0 after a 48-17 win against the Lions on Monday Night Football. And, really the star of the show was the defense, and more specifically the secondary. I mean, that unit had a terrific night. They managed to hold Matt Stafford, who's a well above average NFL quarterback, one of the better quarterbacks in the league. They held him to his worst quarterback rating since 2012, held him in check throughout the night. I mean, he wound up throwing 4 picks. The Lions quarterbacks in total threw 5. 3 of them landed in the hands of guys in the secondary. Jamal Adams, Claiborne, Trumaine Johnson, all coming up with picks back there. And I mean, the most impressive part about everything, I mean, they knocked the Lions offense out of rhythm all day long. I mean, the Lions were just unable to get things going, and a large part of that was because they just couldn't get the passing game clicking. The Jets were great in coverage. They were great, getting their hands on balls, knocking things loose, obviously creating takeaways. And they did it all without Marcus May. I mean, one of their starting safeties was out of this game, but Doug Middleton did a nice job filling in as the starter, and the Jets moving things around, did a really nice job just covering up for Marcus May's loss. And frankly, Trumaine Johnson didn't even have his best night. I mean, he got beat on several occasions by Kenny Golladay. I mean, so he still has room for improvement too. So, this unit may not have even peaked yet. I mean, I'm not saying you can expect 3 interceptions from them every time out, but as far as just pure coverage goes, I mean, they might even have some room for improvement going forward. Like I said, the turnovers, who knows if that's going to continue. Those can be hit or miss. They can come in bunches, but a terrific night for the Jets secondary. They managed to shut down one of the NFL's best quarterbacks, despite missing one of their starting safeties and having a somewhat off night from the guy that's supposed to be their #1 shutdown cornerback. I mean, frankly, they proved that they can be a really, really good unit. They're clearly the strength of this Jets defense. They helped cover up for the fact that the Jets didn't have a terrific pass rush on the night, but it didn't matter because the coverage was so good, and the Jets were able to do enough things on the perimeter that the rush didn't kill them. And if they can keep doing this, and if they can keep locking teams down and bottling up great quarterbacks, you're eventually going to have to look at them as one of the best secondaries in the league. I mean, that's just a fact. Still, there's some time before we get there, but they're at least on that road, and they have to have at least put themselves in the discussion a little bit at this point. I mean, that New Jack City nickname, all those guys during the preseason talked about how they wanted to kind of back it up and validate it a little bit, and that they want to make that tag stick, and Monday night was a terrific first step for them. So Jets secondary off to a great start, as is the whole team, 1-0 through week 1. Now the question is whether or not they can keep it going against the Dolphins and Ryan Tannehill next week.